From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is our Wednesday night special, the Thunderstorm League of Racing. But a little bit more special tonight, taking a week off last week, actually, I think he was here last week, so I'm going to just shut up now and introduce him. Mr. Peyton Sweet, how you doing, pal?
I am fantastic, AJ. What a wonderful night for racing on a beautiful Wednesday here in Charlotte. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Technically, it's Concord, North Carolina, not Charlotte.
Whatever. It's the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm excited tonight. It's going to be a great time.
I was just literally pinching my nose to be like, sir, technically, you're wrong there. But it is the Buddy Poppell 150. And to talk about it is his grandson, Mr. Noah Wilson. What's up, pal? And why don't you, tell everybody about your grandfather's insurance services?
What's up, AJ? Yeah, so my grandfather's insurance is right. So if y'all haven't noticed, it's the only paint scheme I've been racing for like the past 4 seasons. So my grandfather's Buddy Poppell insurance is workers' compensation insurance, and he's based down here in Florida, certified down here in Florida. So if any of y'all are looking for workers' comp down here in Florida, definitely call my grandfather and his business, Buddy Poppell Insurance. The number, email, all that's on the back of my car, so hopefully you can showcase throughout the race.
You mean like right there?
Yeah, right there. So yeah, he works with you really well. He likes to give out all his quotes and all this stuff, whatever the whole insurance process is, as quick as possible, and he doesn't like having his customers wait. So yeah, so again, one last time, Buddy Poppell Insurance is a workers' compensation based down here in Florida. It's been doing it for, I'm 23, and I know he's been doing it ever since I was born, so it's probably over 23 years at least, but probably more than that.
So question, with you being from Florida, with Buddy Poppell Insurance Services also from Florida, why Charlotte Motor Speedway and not like Homestead or Daytona?
Well, if it was my choice, it would 100% be Daytona. Well, I guess technically it was my choice.
Yeah, literally, duh.
But because Daytona and Daytona and Homestead, we already have set names for it. Homestead is our championship race, so we want to say that as Championship Thunders. And then Daytona is always going to be our season opener, and we like to call it the Daytona Thunder 200. Kind of just like we start with our name, finish with our name, I guess, if that makes sense. But if that wasn't the case, then this would 100% be the Buddy Poppell Insurance Race 200 in Daytona.
All right, brother. Well, looks like you did pretty well in practice. Have about 30 seconds left there. Sitting kind of pretty, just about a 10th off of David Cabrera. What is that 8 car going to have to do to win here tonight?
Figure out how to be better than Zeke, JD, James, David. I don't know, the list goes on and on. There's a lot of talent in here. I think for me to be able to find victory lane, we'll probably see how well I can maybe do in the long run. Let's see how that goes, because if you remember last year, JD, he literally put his car in the clutch and turned his car off in the corner. So I'm just gonna have to say survive and just figure out how to do something different compared to the faster guys.
I mean, he kind of just waxed the field. As we're getting ready for qualifying, we are going to let you go, my brother. Good luck in tonight's race, and hopefully we get to talk to you later on. Maybe we'll pull you up for a quick interview.
Yeah, hopefully you're doing that at the end of the race as me, the winner, too.
Yeah, obviously. But all right, thanks, Noah, and the Buddy Poppell Insurance for being the broadcaster. Yes, cool. Let's try that again. Yep. Thank you to Mr. Buddy Poppell for being the race sponsor here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. There we go. But for everybody watching at home, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. As I went to go move Noah, he moved himself, so hopefully it doesn't bounce him back up here. But yeah, if you hit that subscribe button and it's your first time subscribing to All-Star 15 TV, you will get a absolute wonderful treat on screen, as I'm trying to load it up now so it actually works. Survey says, oh, somebody already did.
You're awesome.
And I think there it goes. All right, cool. Well, qualifying underway. Simon was with me last year. Peyton.
Yes, sir.
I
was waiting for you.
I know you and I have been having a lot of fun with the beverages of the certain 21 and up kind.
You know it, sir.
Kind of talk about what you learned from the drivers here tonight as we're looking at qualifying right now.
Well, I haven't driven this track yet on the iRacing platform. I don't know how much experience you've had on this track, but I was trying to get some idea of what the race is going to be like tonight. I've got some race notes, nothing like Larry McReynolds in the Fox Sports booth, but I think I'm going to be very close on it. So tonight, from what I've gathered, this track is going to wear your tires out very quickly. It's going to all be about managing those tires, right? And especially the right front. We've seen the right front have issues here before, and at least the guys have been talking about how the right front's going to wear quickly. And they talk about the fuel window as well, the fuel window being like around 50 laps or so. They said, we're not even worried about fuel tonight. In fact, Noah Wilson was one of the guys we talked to earlier, and he said, yeah, you're not even going to have to worry about fuel really during these runs. It's all about the tires, because every time you come down pit road, you're going to have to take tires, guaranteed. The fuel window, like I said, is probably around 50 laps if you do manage to manage your tires wisely. But as we heard from last season, JD Laird was able to manage it to 70 by clutching through the corners. Not saying that's recommended, but you could probably, if you wanted to, you could. Not sure how well, unless it goes for a very long green flag run. So, but yeah, tonight it seems like a lot of these guys are going to be having to manage their tires throughout the race, AJ.
Well, as you said it, JD goes top of the board with a 30.62, with Noah Wilson in second right now with a 30.67. Looks like our top 10 is just about 2/10 off, and that's actually really close with a multi-groove racetrack. But for everybody watching at home, thank you for tuning in on this Wednesday evening. It is the Thunderstorm League of Racing, the Buddy Poppell Insurance Services 150. Also, before we get going, you're watching qualifying right now. I want to thank our sponsors in that bottom right-hand corner, starting out with the wonderful Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, the podcast I run. So obviously they're going to be a sponsor on the channel. We talk about nerd stuff. Out tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the latest episode of House of the Dragon and Disney Plus's Star Wars Andor episodes. So go check that out. Links are down in the description. But also, Wrestling Over Everything, WOE, if you're into TNA, WWE, who's into TNA, right? AEW, New Japan, or anything independent related, go check them out as well. They have awesome conversations. And you'll see me there too. And my co-host on Monday nights, Mr. Ryan Fry. It is October, so it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You see that wonderful ribbon right there that says strength, hope, love, and courage. Always want to pay tribute to the women that have gone through that. But we're still waiting for qualifying. It's 150 laps around this mile and a half. Should be a lot of fun tonight, a lot of close battling, and just looking at our top 10 even closer together than before. Peyton.
Yeah, very, very tight here. Looking at the times here, obviously, JD Laird with a 30.622, but Noah Wilson with second with a 30.667. And then right below that, you got five drivers in the 37s with David Cabrera with a 37.41. Max Swearigan, who ran the NASCAR College Series last night with currently fourth with a 30.746. And right as I said that, Frank DeAngelis in the 54 goes a 30.728. He puts himself in the third spot. And then as we looked even further down, Ryan Bill, James Thurston, Steve Accardi, they're all 7th, 8th, and 9th. Chris Brown, hopefully not the rapper Chris Brown, he's a 10th. Zeke Willis, in the 20 car, he's 11th. Jeremy Cook, he's 12th. CJ Allman, 13th. A lot of these guys, it's all very tight-knit. Almost all in the top 16 are all in the 30s, with 17th on down. And they're very tight, too, all in the 31s. Look at that, 31.035, 31.085 from, looks like, Devin Mosley and Clay Nelson.
Well, I want to talk about the driver in the 19th spot right now, coming to his conclusion of qualifying. That 02, not normally that far back. Let's see if he bumps it up on your screen right there. He's going to cross the line, and he will go P9. Much improvement. Up 10 spots.
30,
Up
30.811. Not bad.
Well, now 9 spots because Zach Duscher goes from 21st to 9th, improving there. Only driver to yet put a time is Sean Lester. Aaron Cavan had his time disallowed. So this is going to be a fun race. Very fast, 150 laps. Should go by through like a blink of an eye. We currently have 14 people watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm AJ Coppola. That is Peyton Sweet. Gonna take a look at the race info on your screen right there. Charlotte Motor Speedway, track length of 1.45. The track temperature is right now at 83 degrees Fahrenheit. But the outside weather is still pretty warm, sitting at 81 degrees with a humidity of 35. Kind of cloudy, so that's going to allow this track to cool down a lot faster with the sun not baking on the racetrack. And Simon, as you know, as I know, and I know a lot of race fans out there, if you have shade, those tires get grip.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's going to be fun watching as the track cools down and as it gets a little darker. And by the way, also side note, you called me Simon again, but that's okay.
Did I really?
You did. Yes, that's okay. I forgive you.
All right.
But yeah, the track's going to cool down.
I'm getting
it's
off of Johnny Walker now.
I'm on my sun drop and vodka. Thanks to Dale Jr. for that. But it's going to be interesting. I think with like you said, the track's going to cool down a little bit. It's going to get darker. There's going to be more grip in the tires, but it's going to help a little bit. But it's still, these guys are going to have to manage those tires throughout the runs because, like I said earlier, those right fronts are going to burn up pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're going to put a lot of load on that right front, like you were talking about. But you made a joke about that sun drop with Dale Jr. I was like, oh, okay. Somebody that is thanking Dale Jr. for a concoction. Last time I heard him say, I like this, was a mayonnaise and banana sandwich.
Hey, you know what? I haven't tried that yet personally, but I thought about it. I was like, nah, I can't do it myself. I could put myself to do it. But I've got his I think it's his grandma's or his mother's, maybe it's his grandma's recipe for that sun drop pound cake. I'm gonna try making that probably this weekend, man. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. So it's hard to find sun drop here in the good old Midwest, but the few bottles I have found, I'm definitely going to be turning those into some pound cake. Yeah, right. But for now, going to get drunk off this sun drop and vodka here.
And you guys are going to enjoy every second of it, of us being stupid, being funny, and enjoying this wonderful race we're going to see, as always, with the Thunderstorm League of Racing. I'm AJ Coppola. That is Peyton Sweet, as I actually said it right this time.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for the grid of the Buddy Poppell 150 from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot. Hey, why not? Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We are back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are getting ready to put 100 laps. I see where my math was wrong. It's okay. Nobody caught it down in the chat, so I'm very upset now. It is the 150 for Buddy Poppell Insurance Services, which equals out to 100 laps here. Math. But let's
Great
run.
math, AJ.
Let's run down the starting lineup. J.D. Laird, Noah Wilson on your front row. Frank DeAngelis and David Cabrera, row number 2. Row 3, it is Max Swearingen and Gene Wolfe. Row 4, it's Ryan Billy and James Thurston. Row number 5, it's Zach Duscher and Zach Mertez. Row 6, it is Steve Accardi and Chris Brown. Row 7, Zeke Willis and Jeremy Cook. Row 8, CJ Almond and David Harden. Row 9, Philip Bridgman and Michael Eckhart. And row number 10, Devin Mosley and Clay Nelson. You see everybody else maneuver around afterwards. Peyton, what are you looking forward to as we get ready to go here tonight?
I mean, I'm looking for these cars to be fast and flying through this track. I mean, you know, we've seen the cars kind of go flat out through the first turns 1 and 2, and then have to kind of carefully maneuver 3 and 4. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these cars tonight. I mean, obviously the Xfinity cars produce some of the best racing we've seen in NASCAR currently, especially both real life and on the iRacing platform. And this series has had some really fun racing in the last few races. So I'm just excited to see what Charlotte provides tonight.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well. See that pace car making its way around this 1.5 mile track. It's going to be interesting to see how fast they get single file or how long they stay side by side. And keep it with tradition, what we do on All-Star 15 TV when it comes to the beginning of the race. Pick your favorite, Peyton.
Well, my favorite's going to be, it's a little biased, and it's going to be the 50th Max Swearingen. And as I'm saying that, we are extending the caution by additional laps. So we're going to have 2 laps here before green. But back to my pick, Max Swearingen is the guy I'm picking tonight. He finished 24th in the eNASCAR College iRacing Series last night. I've known him since the Xbox days. Looking forward to seeing him racing in this series tonight. Obviously he's starting 5th. I think he's got a good chance to win this tonight if he plays his cards right, so I'll be rooting for him. AJ, what about you?
Oh, I was just listening to you. But I'm actually going to go with a driver that is normally very competitive here. And I'm kind of looking for him. I don't know where he went.
Are you saying J.D. Laird? You're saying J.D. Laird.
I am saying J.D. Laird. Unfortunately, I don't know why it's showing him in the 26th position that he hasn't grid yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to fix itself once we actually go green. But I'm going to pick JD. I know it's not really like a long shot or somebody like, oh yeah, no dark horse there, huh? But no, he is very good at these 1.5 mile tracks. And even last year, JD was, like you mentioned earlier, able to like Kevin Harvick it. What Kevin Harvick used to do at Old Atlanta. Cross the line, clutch it, and coast, and continue to pull away and put time on more drivers. But lights are off on that iRacing Ford Mustang. Are you ready?
I'm ready. And just additional fact about J.D. Laird last year, he had the most laps led, and he was also the race winner. So not a bad pick there, AJ, as we're heading out of turn 3 into turn 4. I hope you're excited because I'm telling you, I'm down in this vodka sun drop, and I'm ready for this race.
I'm very excited. Unfortunately, the driver that finished 3rd last season here is not here tonight. I very much wanted to interview Mr. Hermie Sadler this time, but pace car is off the track. We're getting to the Geico restart zone, and there goes Buddy, the iRacing flagman, throwing out his arm, and we are green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, they are flying down into turn 1, still side by side, but Noah Wilson kind of struggling on that top lane.
Yeah, we're watching them sort of just get together early on. Jay Laird with a great run off the start. Frank DeAngelis, great run there. He's on the inside of Noah Wilson there, battling for 2nd place.
Yeah, right now, it looks like David Cabrera might be having some internet issues in that 31, blinking out, almost causing a wreck with the DLP car of James Thurston.
Single file now looks like from 1 through 4 as they all sort of get themselves all to put together. Thurston, in the wall at the number 96, James Thurston.
Yeah. What's good with these Xfinity cars, and we have a wreck behind. Yellow flag out. Oh! 51 of Andy Ennis. That looks to be an issue. Gotta go on our nice far chase to see what happens here. Oh, Oklahoma Sooner himself comes up.
Deckard?
I think that's Deckard.
Oh, yeah, 78 of Ted Deckard Jr. Yeah, just comes up right up into the 51 there of Andy Ennis.
Wow. Gonna go back and see this from Alexander Balderas. I like using this far chase cam because you're able to see a lot. He gets by it, but people behind him not so lucky.
Yeah, and there's really nowhere you can go when that kind of thing happens. When a wreck happens in front of you, it's a sort of a game of chance trying to figure out where to go at the right time. And obviously the 95 gets through it, but the car behind him, I believe that's the Rowdy car. That's Cody Anderson, just unfortunate victim here. But also a great recovery by the 7 there. I think that's Jarrett Manning, right of the North Carolina car tonight.
Yes.
Usually he's known for the Duke.
There's usually a story behind that.
Well, I think the story was that that North Carolina beat Duke, and I'm all for it. I'm happy about it. But Jarrett Manning usually, I think he's a Duke guy. I think, and as a result of North Carolina beating Duke, he had to run a North Carolina car tonight. So cool for him to stay true to the word and running that Tar Heels car. I love seeing that livery out there. But yeah, go Tar Heels. I'm more of a Hoosiers fan myself, but.
I used to play those games with a couple of my friends when we were on a Forza league together. It'd always be if you outran the guy, you ran his paint scheme or his favorite paint scheme. And a lot of times I was stuck in a Playboy Playmate car.
Oof, yeah, that's rough.
It wasn't rough. I wasn't minding it, but I wasn't able to see anything. I was in car. But
that's fair.
4 laps in. Out of 100, J.D. Lairs, DeAngelis, and Wilson round out your top 3. What'd you have, Peyton?
Well, I was just going to say back to you, speaking of running people's schemes tonight, it's kind of interesting. The 70 car tonight and the 96 are kind of running both similar schemes. Jeremy Cook, I see a DLP car, at least on my end.
Yep.
And on the car 96, of course, James Thurston running the OG DLP car. So but we have a bit of a Monster Energy situation tonight, don't we, AJ? With 2
Monster
guys running those
Energy.
schemes.
Who else? Bass Pro Shops.
Well, at least with the Bass Pro Shops, they're different schemes somewhat. With Monster Energy DLP tonight, they're both the same scheme.
We can go back even further with the BK cars or the Red Bull cars.
Yes, we can. And we just got an update by Race Control. We are shortening caution by 1 lap, so this time by we'll be going back to green. What do you think is going to happen on this restart here, AJ?
Kind of something that happened on the first restart. We're going to have a battle for the first maybe lap or first 2 turns, and then the front of the pack is going to kind of open up a little bit and not be side by side and just want to ride, but you have the people in the back of the pack, kind of like what we saw there. They want positions, and they want positions bad.
For sure, they're going to be hungry. Hopefully, though, they don't burn their tires out in these restarts. We didn't see a lot of people come down pit road, so obviously, if you these caution laps are going to help here. We'll see. Do you think Frank DeAngelis is going to try to get around JD Laird on this restart here? He seemed pretty hungry on the initial start.
Green.
I think I lost you, AJ.
You did lose me. I unfortunately
did
hit
lose you.
that M button that mutes my mic.
Ooh.
But no,
was
Wilson
like-
with a good 1 and 2 gives it up in 3 and 4, and there goes Frank DeAngelis to take second place away.
Yeah, it is JD Laird now pulls away from the 2 here on lap 7. Great restart there by JD Laird as they all sort of single file out in the back here. Looking kind of going back down the field. A lot of guys single filing out. Looks like a battle between the, well, I can't tell who that is. Charles Bachman. Oh, he gets a little tight. Looks a little loose. He's down on the apron.
Yeah, he's going to save it, though. Hopefully he gets back on the track with no issue. And good job.
Yeah, wondering what happened there. But, 97 gets a little loose. He's on the apron as well, losing a few positions as well. Falling back very quickly there, AJ.
Yeah, that's not good. That'll have an issue. But he's also blinking out that number 31, so maybe he's just trying to get out of danger.
Yeah, blinking, especially at a fast-paced track like this, is never good, and you always want to be very wary around there.
Ooh, looking at the 17 of Gene Wolfe right behind him. It is the 20 of Zeke Willis. Zeke Willis not starting normally where we see him. Looked like he started in the 13th position, and he's going to have a big fight to get towards that front.
I know. I think he said last week in the interview that Charlotte's not one of his best tracks. So hopefully, obviously try to use some patience here, work his way up through the front. Obviously qualifying didn't start well, but as you see, he makes a nice dive on the inside. I think they're battling here for looks like maybe seventh.
Wall.
Yeah, Cabrera just got a little tight into the wall there. Doesn't look like he's going to lose too much position. There's a car getting loose in the back. Not sure who that is. That's the 33. 33 went around a little bit. Looks like he still kept it straight. We're still green here.
All right, brother. Well, I have to go attend to something real fast. I will let you call this race.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be horrible. I do apologize.
You're looking at the Angeles and the cars behind because JD's gone.
All right, JD Laird has pulled away at typical JD Laird fashion, the man who won Charlotte Motor Speedway last year. We're looking at the battle for second between Frank DeAngelis and Noah Wilson. Of course, Frank DeAngelis hasn't run a lot of races this year, back here tonight. However, Noah Wilson, usually a pretty dominant driver, he's trying to look for a way around here for the second position. And as we try to look further back here, I'm going to try to at least. Bear with me. Looks like, again, all single filed out here. They're all sort of spreading out. 0-2 of Zach Mertes. He's looking on fourth from Max Swearigan. Swearigan going to do his best to try to hold on to that. As we look also further back, the number 17, Gene Wolfe, looking to the outside of Zeke Willis. Can't do it. He'll still hold position as they all single file, except Ryan Bill. He's going to look on the inside of Gene Wolfe here. That's going to be for 8th position if he can get it. And looks like they're side by side, but as they come to the line, Ryan's going to have that position that lap. And remember, this track is track temp right now, 84 degrees. These guys are going to be managing their tires pretty wisely. With it being 100 laps tonight, you can make it on fuel and with 2 stops, but tires are going to be the critical part. How much do you want to be pushing yourself in these corners with burning your right front? That's going to be the key here as well. As again, you can still see their 2 are battling for 8th. See if we can look further back here. It looks like everyone's still single file in the back. Everyone's all kind of phased out here. Some decent racing looks like so far. Not bad action here tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I hope you guys are enjoying the race tonight. If you are, go ahead and subscribe to All-Star 15 TV. You'll find this series and many more every weeknight here on YouTube. And also, don't forget to turn those post notifications on so you know whenever we go live.
Yes, thank you, Peyton. Appreciate you stepping in there. Unfortunately, it sounded like somebody was trying to break into our vehicles here.
Oh, dear. That is not what you want to have happening tonight.
Nope, but they weren't there when I got outside, but yellow flag is out.
Let's try to see who that is for.
Currently don't know. Oh, there it is. Cody Anderson's all messed up.
Oh, Cody Anderson. That's a name we were talking about earlier tonight, I believe.
Looks like he was already messed up. So hold on.
Yeah, I do not have a view angle of that. He was out of my viewing zone, but he was involved in that accident earlier.
So that's maybe what we were seeing.
But there's a car behind him as well. That's Clay Nelson. Also got some damage. So might have been contact between both of them. I'm sure Cody Anderson probably used his fast repair on that last stop. So unfortunately, both guys have some serious damage as well.
I know you're listening to where you could hear race control to see what happened, but unfortunately, the way iRacing is set up, I have no clue what it is. I have it so I could see up to 40 cars and only, I don't know, 25 want to show up. So I apologize if we're missing some of these cautions, but maybe we could hear race control to see what that was about, as we have pit stops.
I would expect almost everybody to come down pit road here, and it looks like they are.
Except
Again,
Chris
tires.
Brown in the number 1 Haas car.
Ooh, interesting strategy call from Chris Brown, but he's probably thinking too, maybe there's going to be a few more cautions down the line and track position might just be more important. And, tires are the biggest problem here at this track. So it's not surprising that everyone's coming down pit road to try to get new sets of tires. As I kind of said earlier, fuel window is about 50 laps or so. So fuel isn't really a concern when it comes to this track. As we see the race off pit road, looks like Frank DeAngelis is going to win that. J.D. Laird second, Noah Wilson third, and looks like that might be the 0-2. Yeah, the 0-2 of Zach Meritez. He's fourth with Max Swearigan fifth off pit road. So an advancement for Frank DeAngelis there. That's going to put him, probably second on the running order when we get all sorted out here?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Unless Brown just wanted to lead that lap and now he's going to duck down pit road. But we will be right back from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
From Mortar to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, looks like we're about to get the one to go, I think. Checking up here. No, we're not. So with that being said, let's go have some quick fun with the driver of the number 5, Mr. Devin Mosley. How's that number 5 treating you out there on the racetrack tonight?
We're having a good time so far. I haven't been wrecked by anyone, but I kind of got a little scrape on the wall, but still going the right direction.
So, you do have some damage on that right front. So question, you being an admin, what was that last caution for?
Jarrett got into somebody on accident. It kind of happens when you have a lot of tight racing, and somebody has neck code. It just happens sometimes.
Okay. Because we were looking for
it was a pure accident on their part.
We couldn't find it. So, how's that 5 driving? I know you're surprised you haven't been in a wreck yet, but really, how did the tire wear? And if we stay green, what are you looking like on fuel?
My right sides ran pretty well. It's about 50 to 60 laps on fuel. The right side's just got to take care of it, because if you take care of it, it'll take care of you. Other than that, it's a really tight race car. We got to do our best.
All right, brother. Well, good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for coming and talking with us, and we'll send you right back to the admin booth.
Have a good race, guys.
Oh, yeah, we're trying to have a great race.
Hell yeah. We're racing hard right now, aren't we, AJ?
Yeah, I am sweating. It's like so hot in here, like being in the car.
I know.
Has nothing to do with us being in the car.
Exactly. Gotta say, though, props to him. He's running a Nerds Doing Nerd Things Marvel Studios car. So, obviously, this might be a little biased pulling him up here, AJ.
Actually, no. It was more of to see what that caution was about. I had nothing to do. I didn't even know he was running. Oh, shit, he actually is. Oh, I said shit.
Oh, it's okay. You cursed last week, and you're cursing again this week. We won't make it a trend, ladies and gentlemen, for someone who was supposed to be the one to be worried about cursing. I haven't said a single word yet. So, but
you just did, explaining what I said.
I didn't say the S word, did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, well, maybe I did. I apologize. Well, regardless, basically what he said there during the interview is pretty much what we thought about the whole race, right? Managing those right side tires, fuel, you're not even worried about it, right? 50 to 60 lap window. Those right side tires are going to be very crucial. And as we were talking about earlier with Chris Brown, not the rapper Chris Brown, but Chris Brown, the driver, he also pitted earlier under that caution. So he did stay out to try to lead a lap, and then he came down pit road to get himself, it looks like, probably a fresh pair of tires and fuel, as we are, looks like, getting ready to go green this time by perhaps pace car is coming out of turn 4. He's going to dive down pit road. Frank DeAngelis is the control car. He is in the 54. JD Laird is in the 22. We're back under green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
What a great launch by Frank DeAngelis. Holy cow, that looked like a JD restart, but JD's going to use that outside to perfectly run 1 and 2 and try to close in that gap to the number 54.
No, Wilson getting a little loose there. He got loose, and Zach Meredith got tight, all trying to get down into turn 2. It's 3 wide down the back straightaway, and his answer turn 3.
Oh, there's Willis trying to shut the door on Brian Billy in the 23, but Noah Wilson trying to recover from all that.
Incredible racing here on this restart. It's all packed in together, and they're all just fighting for positions here as they all try to single file out here. It's going to be exciting stuff here, AJ.
Here comes Zach Mertez trying to get past Thurston. They're battling side by side halfway down the backstretch. How important are these fresh tires right now? Everybody in the front right now is on those fresh tires. Are you really trying to, unfortunately, abuse them to get some track position?
I mean, track position does seem to be important, right? Because we're seeing how Frank DeAngelis and JD Laird are pulling away, and they are pretty much the fastest guys in the field. And for someone like Zach Meredith or James Thurston, you need to be trying to push yourself to get to the front to try even have a chance to get at those guys. So if I'm going to be using those tires up, I'm going to do everything I can to try to get to the front and then just hold a position. It's easier to defend than it is to attack, especially on worse tires, as we see behind Zach Meredith, a battle for, looks like, 4th between Zeke Willis and James Thurston.
That's what we're watching.
And Thurston got a little tight there, and looks like Zach's going to have the advantage heading into turn 1. Just crazy racing right now.
Yeah, this is insane. It is literally what the Thunderstorm League of Racing brings to the channel every single week. That's why I'm happy they're here. That's why I love these guys. And we're getting a nice transition.
Oh, the 7's got an issue, AJ. He's coming down pit road. He's smoking.
That's Jarrett Manning. Oh, with a lot of damage from that earlier caution, unfortunately. But look at that. That might be the end of his night, unfortunately.
Yeah, going back, looks like he made contact with the 95. He got just put in the wall and spun out there. Surprised we didn't get a caution for that, as we're still green here. But he's going to get his fast repair, AJ, and he's going to go right back on the track, probably going a couple laps down in the process. So lucky for him with that fast repair. Remember, all these guys in this series have one fast repair during this race. So if you get in an accident, you might want to pick your battles wisely. You can, if you get a right side fender damage, maybe don't use it. But if you get involved in an accident like Jarrett Manning did there, he's got to use that fast repair and get back on the track.
Still watching this battle for 4th between Willis and Thurston. Now, I gotta think if Thurston keeps using that outside, it's gonna help the tire wear. But now that, just because we're talking about it, they single out, so that's null and void now.
Well, I think he realizes that, he doesn't really have much for Zeke Willis. Zeke Willis he's a pretty fast guy, and obviously, if he's going to be pushing himself, maybe it's best to just let him go and go out there and try to use up all his tires more. And he knows, too, that if he was pushing that car, his tires are probably already getting out a little bit. And he's got Max Swearengin now, who looking to the inside. That's going to be for 5th, as Swearengin goes to the inside of Thurston here.
Almost contact there.
Almost. See what it looks like coming out of turn 4. Side by side into the line. I think Swearengin going to have him, and he will. So Swearengin will have 5th place that lap, and looks like he's going to clear him as well. Great passing there, very clean and very effective there. That inside line seems to be, AJ, something we haven't really seen. A lot of the outside line not really working a whole lot tonight.
Well, I think throughout how these tires are going to change throughout a run, they're going to slowly move up that racetrack, at least in turn 1 and 2. 3 and 4, you got to be really careful. Because if you're carrying too much speed, it is going to get way tight, and you are going to kill that turn 4 wall. Well, something that Max in the 50 did was kind of leave that door open just a tad for also Ryan Billy and then possible Noah Wilson. But that number 96 of Thurston doesn't look like it can get to the bottom even if it wanted to.
Well, no, and again, he probably used up his tires a little bit more too, so he might be struggling for grip, may just be trying to find a way to get down there, as Ryan Billy's going to probably going to get around him on this lap here as well, and Noah Wilson right behind Ryan as well too. It's going to, probably going to be smooth sailing as Ryan's going to get past Thurston for 6th, and Noah Wilson in the 8th. He's looking to the inside as well. Again, this is a battle for 6th place here. They're all single file out here coming out of turn 2. Noah's probably going to have a run here, looks like.
Noah's probably just trying to regain some of his bearings after getting loose about 5 laps ago out of turn 2. So he's got to regroup and put his head down and get going again.
Well, yeah, and you see Wilson gets to the inside of Thurston. He's going to get around, looks like pretty cleanly as well. He'll take the position at the line, and he will clear him going into turn 1. But now Thurston blocks the 04.
Oh,
it looks like he might have tapped him too.
Yeah, the 04 is Steve Accardi, Season 2 champion Steve Accardi. Probably wasn't expecting Thurston. Oh, excellent run by the 96. Noah Wilson really out of shape out of 2. Have the roles reversed.
And again, that inside line just seems to be the real dominant groove here as these guys all kind of settle into a single file. So if you can get to the inside of somebody, that's probably going to be your best bet to really make positions here. As I kind of look back up front, Frank DeAngelis has a half-second lead over J.D. Laird. And then Zach Merita is about 4/10 behind J.D. Laird as well. The top 3 seems to be pulling away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. But this is an excellent battle right here for that 7th position between Wilson, Thurston, and Accardi. As Thurston's going to look to the inside coming out of turn 4. Man, we're already 30 laps in.
As we said, it's a fast-paced race here, AJ. These guys, they're putting lap times down to about 30 to 31 seconds a lap. So naturally, it's going to go by pretty quickly. That Bacchus gets me there. But it gets going pretty quickly because of those fast lap times. As we see, looks like the 04 trying to make something happen. He's going to stay behind the 96 into turn 3, sliding up the track a little bit. But Thurston and Wilson side by side out of turn 4. But looks like Thurston's going to have the advantage, and he'll keep 7th place as they head down the line.
We're going to take a look on the in-car of Steve Accardi because he's got to be showing a lot of patience here. Not a lot where he can go. He's cranking on that wheel to the left.
Yeah, Thurston slid up the track there to kind of cover his Noah Wilson, but that's going to leave the door open for the 04 of Steve Accardi. And into turn 3, he won't be able to get to Thurston, but he'll get around Noah Wilson. Wilson now on the outside and trying to find a way around. He'll single file in behind Accardi.
Noah Wilson tonight running the sponsors' logos, the Buddy Poppell Insurance Services. He works with workers' compensation down in Florida. The number is on the back of that beautiful Chevy Camaro. There it is right there. Oh! As we see right there, Steve Accardi gets into the wall. Holy cow. We're going to see that again because that was crazy.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it just got a little tight there, AJ. Just coming out of turn 2. Maybe just misjudged it a little bit. He's going to lose positions to both Wilson and Zach Dusher in the 28. I'll put him, looks like it's going to put him P10 at the moment with Gene Wolfe attacking on the outside here as well.
Oh, he didn't get loose. He got arrow tight bad.
Ooh.
And he's going to lose a couple spots like you said. But, one thing about these Xfinity vehicles is they can take an absolute beating.
Noah Wilson gets up to the wall a little bit, coming into turn 3 out of 4. He's going to lose position to Zach Dusher and even more. Steve Accardi is going to get, also looks like he's going to get by him too. As we get a nice, looks like 5-6 car battle here, all for an 8th place here.
Yeah, something really wrong with that Noah Wilson car. He started in P2, has dropped all the way back to 10th. But your biggest mover of the race right now, it's Mr. Zeke Willis, currently sitting in that 3rd position.
Yeah, Zeke Willis, 4th place actually right now with started 13th. Oh, no, he is 3rd. I am sorry. My iRacing wasn't working. Yeah, Zeke Willis, 3rd place tonight. Started 13th. Zach Mertz is also moving up to the field quite a bit. He started 10th tonight. He's currently 4th. And we talked about Zeke Willis being a guy who said I think he said Charlotte wasn't his best track. Not just fair, but he is a pretty quick guy. So if there's anybody that's going to move through the field to try to have a chance to win tonight, it might be the 20 of Zeke Willis.
Yeah, Zeke Willis in that 20 says Charlotte's not really his track. Now, I know a dude. I broadcast with him on Monday night. He's my very good friend, TJ Barnier. Says he hates a lot of tracks and then goes out and wins them. So...
Maybe he was just trying to fool everybody, right, on the broadcast, saying, hey, you know what? I'm really bad at this track. And then, of course, puts out a third place possible run here. I mean, maybe he was sandbagging or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But this is obviously a great effort from Zeke Willis here tonight. Again, your leader so far, Frank DeAngelis. Zeke Willis catching up to J.D. Laird here as well.
Yeah, and they're closing back into Frank DeAngelis.
Now the lead between first and second, still about half a second right now.
Oh, it's chopping down right now. It is at 0.3. The difference between what I see and what Peyton sees, he's got the iRacing overlay. That timing and scoring is at the line every single lap. Mine is up to date constantly.
I'll get one of those fancy telemetry data eventually.
I mean, if you had another monitor, I would just share my screen and you would see exactly what I'm saying.
That's fair. That is also fair. But also, I have poor internet because I live in the middle of nowhere. So what I would be seeing on your end would be very blurry and probably delayed and a bunch of other things. It's fine. I could still do my job with a delay. It's okay. But as you said, they've closed in now on Frank DeAngelis. I'm wondering, AJ, if those tires are wearing now, starting a little bit, seeing who's probably used their tires up more and who hasn't. I would go ahead and assume that Zeke Willis probably has saved his tires a little bit, which is why he's gaining on Laird and Frank DeAngelis. And also, as we actually look, J.D. Laird going on the inside of DeAngelis for the lead, and he'll cleanly take it.
Pass him like he stopped, but
Deckard.
Uh-oh, here comes the crossover again. There's the 54 back to the inside. They're going to be side by side at the line. That lap is going to be for Frank DeAngelis.
And Zeke Willis in the catbird seat here in third, trying to push the Laird, but he's going to go to the inside. Side by side through turns 1 and 2, DeAngelis and Laird. We'll see what happens on the back straightaway. They're still side by side. DeAngelis can't get the run as Zeke Willis is pushing JD into turn 3. They're still side by side, AJ.
Yeah, this is a great battle for first right now. It's not even for second, not even for third. This is a 3-car battle for that top spot.
Just incredible racing we're seeing so far from these three. They're not pushing each other too hard. They're not trying to, maybe necessarily, regressively race each other, but they're all battling for the lead as they try to manage these tires.
Zeke Willis is going to take it 3 wide going into turn number 3.
We'll see how it works here.
This isn't exactly how you run 3 wide.
Oh my gosh, look at that. They survived out of turn 4. Who's going to lead at this lap? Looks like DeAngelis is going to have it. Incredible 3 wide from 3. Oh, and Zeke Willis gets tapped. He'll come back up on the track. Gets a little tight, and we're still green. No caution. Incredible stuff we're seeing so far from the top 3. You just couldn't stay 3 wide all throughout the track, AJ. It was bound to happen at least eventually. Someone had to give there, and Zeke Willis was the one to give.
Now, you can't go 3 wide the whole time, but for them holding it that long and very minimal things happen. I saw a race last night where they were 3, 4, 5 wide at a 1.5 miles, and they barely could do 2 wide.
Yeah, and it honestly just depends on some of the racers. The guys up here right now, the top 3, these are some of the more finer, refined drivers we've seen. J.D. Laird, Zeke Willis, veterans in the series. Frank DeAngelis is a guy who's raced here a lot. He also races in IDK Players Inner Night in America, a very popular iRacing stream that happens usually every week. He's a guy that races pretty good in that series too, so very clean as well, I might add. So someone as also, I know him from Xbox too, and I know he races pretty well on Xbox as well. Just a guy that always is going to race you clean, but he will be aggressive. There's no doubt about it, and obviously showing that he still wants to keep this lead as we are on lap 46 right now, AJ.
Yeah, we are cruising right along, almost at that halfway mark. But on about that halfway mark, I think we might be coming up on pit stops in just about maybe 10 to 15 laps.
I would imagine so. You know, with these tires the wear and they are. I mean, these guys can go, like I said, about 50 laps on fuel, and we're probably going to come up on that here pretty soon. But I mean, obviously, you can push the fuel to about 60 laps if you wanted to. As Cody Anderson looks like he's come back on the track with a faster pair used, so that car is back clean and hopefully ready for more racing. But yeah, tires are the biggest problem here. You can stretch it to 60 laps on fuel, but if those tires start to give out quickly, you might have to pit earlier.
Got a battle for the lead once again. Zeke Willis getting underneath Frank DeAngelis. Still DeAngelis with that lap lead, but looks like Willis has the lane going into turn 1.
Yeah, he's going to have the advantage coming out of turn 2 as he looks like he'll have it. He'll take the lead down the back straight. He'll clear Frank DeAngelis, but don't expect him to be so quickly get away as DeAngelis is going to have a run into turn 3. He'll still be single file behind as Cody Anderson is flying around these guys. That's the fresh tires there for you. Oh, and he hits the wall too. But that 19, that 19 is an example, AJ, of how what fresh tires can do. You can see how he had a massive run out of turn 3 to try to get around these the leaders to try to get his lap back. But that just shows you how fresh tires can be just such a factor at this track.
Yeah, you really gotta recheck your mind at the door. You know, I got freshies. I can't burn them up in one shot. As both the 47 and 51 go high, that's Sean Lester and trying to find the 51 is Tony Ennis, Andy Ennis. I'm sorry, getting out of the way and letting these lead lap cars battle.
Yeah, and lap traffic's going to play a big factor too here, AJ, on how these guys advance positions. We're going to see these guys trying to pass them, weave their way around. It's going to be difficult, especially if you're trying to make a way or if you're trying to pass to try to get the lead. So smart to see. We're kind of seeing them all single file out here.
In the wall. Oh, he's got a lot of damage on that 47 now. That's Sean Lester.
Yeah, and looks like the 32 had some issues coming down pit road as well. That's Aaron Calvin. Saw him losing the rear end a little bit as he tried to come down pit road. I think he was just trying to get to speed. Still green here, of course, as we hit to lap 50.
Yeah, we're just passing halfway as Sean Lester very, very fast and low on the racetrack for a moment there. Looks like he's having issues with that vehicle. Oh, we have David Cabrera on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like green flag pit stops, AJ. We talked about they're probably happening now because, again, tires, those are going to be the most critical part here of this race. Is just making sure you manage those tires wisely because if you don't, it's going to bite you here as we sort of get to the beginning of this green flag stops.
Yeah, I think that the way these Goodyear Eagles and kind of strategy-wise on how a run goes, the minute one of those top 5 or maybe even top 7 cars, because everybody's relatively close together, once one of them comes down and pits, you have to be right behind them.
Yeah, as we see the 77 trying to yield position to the 20, they almost made contact down the back straightaway. The 77, I believe that's Anthony Anderson trying to just trying to avoid the leaders as JD Laird gets around Frank DeAngelis for a second. Just it's incredible. You got to take advantage with all these lap traffic, just kind of being roadblocks.
Oh, the 19 hard in the wall again. That's Cody Anderson, another issue.
Yellow flag is out.
And
Oh, we got a yellow.
Is out. Go back and
Not
see.
sure for what.
I don't know.
You're awesome.
Thank
I am
you,
looking.
Willing McKimmish. Sorry if I'm butchering that. Appreciate you being a sub here on All-Star 15 now. Hopefully you are enjoying the races. We're trying to figure out where this caution came from. I'm about to send Mr. Peyton Sweet down to the admin chat to see where it came from.
I might have to go down there and find out here.
All right. Well, we will be right back, everybody. Enjoy this opening for the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We are back. We found it. Knew we'd find it. My wonderful co-host here on Wednesday night went down to the admin chat, and they could see everything, even though timing and scoring doesn't tell me who spun. There he goes, off of turn 4. This was 100% admin called, because iRacing would not have called this.
Actually, I do believe iRacing called it because they even had no idea. CJ Yama just lost it coming out of 4.
Oh, maybe
Looks
that's
like
why. Maybe that's why him coming back on the track and parking in the first lane.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think too. I mean, it just looked like he lost it coming out of 4, and then of course just kind of stopped right there at the Monster Energy sort of entrance there, or the road course portion there, and that's what's going to bring out the yellow.
All right, well, you saw the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, but in just a couple weeks' time, it's going to be the Thunderstorm League of Racing All-Star Race. Let's take a peek at the teaser and hype video for that.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Bobby Poppell Insurance 150. I hope I got that right. I'm so sorry.
Yes, you did. Perfect.
Your leader currently right now, as we are on lap 55, is JD Laird in the 22, I believe. Well, maybe not. Yes, I do believe that is him in the lead. Chris Brown currently shown 22nd. Looks like he's going to get a wave around, as well as looks like the 31 of David Cabrera. A little bit of a race stat right now. We have, out of 31 cars, 30 of them are still racing, AJ, and looks like out of that, as we're going to see here when we get the one to go, we're probably going to have at least 24 to 25 of them back on the lead lap here. So still can be anybody's race here as the night starts to fall. The pace car lights are on completely, and yeah, pretty interesting. As I kind of get a look here also, I'm seeing in the chat here, AJ, a lot of guys looks like are talking about their tire wear. Yeah, a lot of guys are bringing up their tire wear. Looks like some of them were able to manage it pretty well. Others not so much. As we get the one to go here, David Cabrera, Chris Brown, a couple others are going to get their laps back a little bit. So, yeah, very interesting here. A lot of guys wore their tires out on that last run.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And RC Car Addict, let's go, Wolf. Number 17, Gene Wolf, is in 8th place right now. You see that 17 in the high line. If you want to come chat with us in the YouTube chat, just hit that subscribe button. Wait a minute, because it's literally in a minute. And come talk to us. Also, if you can, hit that like button. Helps out the channel as well. And also share it out. You enjoy racing?
Yeah.
You like NASCAR? You like the Thunderstorm League of Racing? Or you just want to listen to myself and Peyton just BS and call a race? We'll be here every Wednesday.
Exactly. Well, I won't be here next Wednesday. Hopefully it'll be the likes of you and Gary in the booth for next week. But looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the All-Star race. That's 2 weeks from now with the new land in the car tomorrow. AJ, that's going to be a lot of fun. As we come out of turn 4 here.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. But there goes the Ford Mustang iRacing pace car, and away we go.
Green, green, green.
JD Laird with an incredible start there. He pulls away from DeAngelis Willis as they're all double filing, single filing out here into turn 1. Battle for second. DeAngelis gets to the inside of Zeke Willis. He'll try to battle for second. Ryan Bill, he's in there trying to also get around, and there's a battle behind them between Thurston and Zach Meritez. That's going to be for 5th, side by side into turn 3. Great run so far here as we see DeAngelis not giving up. Oh, and Ryan Bill gets tight into the 20. He's going up into the wall, but everyone keeps it straight as we complete lap 59 and we're on lap 60.
Now, I know you normally run road racing. How hard is it when you have all that momentum to keep it out of the wall like that?
It's tough, especially for me, because I'm trying not to I'm not trying to lose the rear end of the car. And as I'm doing that, it's going to catch it in the wall. I'm just praying it doesn't hit. As we see the leaders here still getting around Cody Anderson once again. Oh my God, he's sliding up into the leaders here. Hopefully they get around without any accidents here.
Yeah, Cody Anderson currently sitting in that 30th position. Unfortunately, he's looking almost at 4-5 laps down.
AJ Frank gets a good run.
Yeah, I was going to say, holy cow. Going to get a great run down the backstretch.
Using the outside, going to the wall to his advantage. As they head into 3, Frank DeAngelis is going to have the run in the outside, but he gets tight into the wall. Doesn't hit it, though, but J.D. Laird's going to have the advantage out of turn 4. They're still side by side. As they come to the line, J.D. Laird's going to lead them here on lap 61 into 62 now. Just incredible racing from these leaders who have been leading this race all night long, AJ. It's just incredible stuff. As again, Frank DeAngelis gets a run on the outside, and he'll actually clear Laird for the lead down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he is going to clear it, and hopefully he doesn't burn up his tires like he did on the last run we had. But it seemed like it still worked out. He was still battling in that top 3, but I want to give a huge shout-out to the front of his car and the side of his car. We're going to try to get a close-up here. As you guys know, channel partner is WOE Wrestling Over Everything, and what do you know? He's got a CM Punk AEW car. So, works out pretty well.
Yeah, I'm not a big wrestling guy, but I know you are, so that's cool for you. All Elite Wrestling, you can see that on TNT if you want to watch that. I'm sure it's just good programming, you know. I'm sure it's all real wrestling, all that good stuff.
That was great. That was good. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I still know what it is. That was great. You should do that more often. I kind of do it when I talk racing.
Look at that. Let's see here. Frank DeAngelis takes the lead. What happened to Billy? Oh,
he's getting kind of roughed up a little bit by the 50.
Yeah, Max Wergen trying to find a way around him, and they're all single filing out here into 3. This is the point now here, AJ. We're on lap 64. There's 100 laps in this race, so we're under 40 to go here. It's go time, I would think, right? You're trying to find your way up to the front as quickly as possible, and you got to be aggressive at this point, right? You can't. It's all give at this point, no take. As we see here, just a nice battle for, looks like, 4th place here.
Yeah, we're still also watching this Max Swearingen and Ryan Billy because they're side by side, and the 50 just pulls an M&M and goes around the outside there, but right in front of them. It's, I think, Mertez and Thurston right there, too.
Yeah, and Zeke Willis is a little slow coming out of turn 1 and 2. That might be an advantage for Zach Meritez down the back straightaway here. What's he going to do? Into turn 3, he'll stay behind the 20 for now. But AJ, that's prime attack position, right? If he's going to slip up, I'd be trying to take advantage as much as I can here. Just incredible stuff so far.
Yeah, Thurston now battling with Mr. College Program Racing, dude.
Oh, we got another yellow.
Is out.
Oh, there's a car on the wall in the back. Looks like it's the 32, Aaron Calvin, and the Chris Brown in the 1. And looks like Sean Lester as well.
No nose.
No nose on the 47.
Oh, the 95. Oh, we got to switch to that 95. What?
Oh, man.
95 of Alexander Balderas. Let's see. Does he get loose? Oh, no, the 1 just gets into him and just
drove it in. Looks like I can't really tell. They're blinking out on my end. I lost them in my viewfinder.
Yeah, they blinked out on myself too.
Ooh. Yeah, AJ, it looks like the 95 just I don't know if he just got ran into by the 1. Not really much you could do there. I think the 1 went just try to dive it in, and the 95 was trying to clear, and just also in that process, Lester, the 47, just hits the wall too. So a whole lot of shenanigans going on here in the back, and that was for 18th position as well. And looking live on them right now, the 95 getting to the back of the 1, not happy. Aaron Calvin, he has disconnected. He is out of this race. The second car out of this race tonight, AJ, as we're...
That's unfortunate, and it looks like a driver staying out. That is Mr. Steve Carty wanting that lap led.
And you know what? I don't blame him for staying out, AJ. We've only ran about 2 to 3 laps of green flag run here. I mean, you know, before that caution, I mean, he was running roughly around the 11th position. So to get track position is definitely key. I think that's a smart move there on his part to just try to find something. Of course, CJ Allman's probably not too high behind him. He's currently 24th a lap down. So I'm sure he's not happy with the Cardi staying out because he wanted his lap back. But yeah, I mean, tires aren't going to wear too much when you're out there for only running 2 or 3 green flag laps. So if anything, track position is key here as we get close to 30 to go here probably on this restart.
Track position is always key, especially later on in the race. But from Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina, it is the Thunderstorm League of Racing. We will be right back.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, everybody, we are back here for the Thunderstorm League of Racing. Only about 30 laps left. I want to give a huge shout out once again once I find him. How hard is it to find the 8 car? There he is, sitting in 11th right now. Mr. Noah Wilson running the Buddy Poppell Insurance Services vehicle. And that is our race sponsor here tonight. Gotta thank everybody in general for coming out here tonight, for the people in the chat, people watching. Appreciate you all being here. Hope you had a wonderful Wednesday and it wasn't chaotic. But hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to chat with us, you do have to subscribe. It costs you absolutely zippo. And you get to probably make Peyton laugh or make me laugh or just add to the conversation. Who do you guys think is going to win? And who is your favorite driver? Let us know. And Peyton, there was something you wanted to bring up. What was it? Because I hear you listening to comms over there.
Yeah, I'm listening to the drivers talking right now, and the biggest saying is Ryan Billy wishes he had ability to just spawn things at will, and he was really craving a body armor right now. And as he was saying that Jarrett Manning goes, well, that's why you get married, so things just magically appear. I'm not married, AJ. I'm a single man, but I know you are, and I'm sure it's nice to have just something pulled up in front of you, spawning.
With a half a lap away, I'll give you guys a really funny story real fast. I don't remember what I did, but I know I was in a party with Gary Wells, who normally is up here with us, and my good buddy Joe Hutchings. And I hit myself in the balls really, really hard. Like really, really bad. And here comes my wife. With the ice.
To turn 4, we're going to head back to green here. Riccardi, the control, he gets going. Green flag is back. Now we're underway. A great start there by Riccardi in the 04, but Laird isn't going to let him get away anytime soon. Frank DeAngelis on the inside of Willis for a third there as well. They're all 2 by 2 in the top 3 rows. Oh, the car going around. That's Noah Wilson in the back. He gets loose, and the 14 is around as well. Cody Anderson, the caution flag is back. Oh, big wreck. Cars all around in the back. It's the big one here at Charlotte.
Ladies
5,
and gentlemen,
6,
we've
7
lost
cars.
half the field. There's more than 5, 6, 7 cars. Oh, and still getting into it. Oh, they're gonna have to go back and look at that. Dave Cabrera looked like he purposely drove into somebody there. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna start with Noah Wilson in that 8. So we're gonna take it from the blimp to kind of see everything. Oh yeah, he's having issues already. So we're gonna back
the 70 gets into Wilson, and it just all gets chaotic from there. Everyone trying to check up, and no one able to.
All right,
man.
We're seeing it as it goes into turn 1. The 14 kind of taps the front end of Noah, tries to save it, and it's all bets off there.
That had to take out at least 10 cars in the field, AJ. A lot of guys on the lead lap, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. And, you know, that just happens
I apologize.
sometimes.
That was not intentional between the 31. It looked like he gassed up and didn't realize that the 95 was there, but that just took out a lot of vehicles.
Yes, it did, AJ. And, you know, it just sometimes those incidents happen when you get fresh tires and you don't get them warmed up right away. When you're trying to gas it and stay on the throttle into 1 and 2, sometimes the rear end just comes out on you. I've had it happen to me at Kentucky, and I've had it happen at Las Vegas once. The rear end will lose out on you, and it's just no one's able to react quickly enough. And you're all still 2 by 2 in the back, and it just unfortunately they all just didn't have any time to react, and a lot of guys were involved in that one.
Yeah, I've been in that scenario multiple times, and the way you react is different almost every other time, because not one wreck is the same. And there were plenty of ARCA breaks there, unfortunately, but a lot of there's nowhere for you to go anyway. So I'm curious on how many of these drivers had fast repairs, but I guess we'll see them on the track momentarily if they did.
For sure. Looks like Devin Mosley might have used a fast repair. His car looks pretty clean. No right side fender damage from earlier that we noticed. So looks like he used one. The 33 looks like he used one as well. David Harden. I'd imagine a lot of guys probably using them right away here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And looks like Noah Wilson might have already used his. He's got fender damage on the back. Or he might just be saving it for a rainy day. And maybe that wasn't the incident.
Same thing. We've seen multiple drivers save a fast repair if they don't think the wrecking is over.
I do believe Charles Bachman used a fast repair as well. I can't really tell, but I do believe he used one too. He was in that crash as well. So unfortunately, still a few guys down the road, those who probably need to use them. We don't have one. Lucas Martin in that wreck as well. He's coming back out on the track. Looks like he's used one as well.
All right. Well, so far tonight has been a lot of fun with you, Peyton. Appreciate you joining me up here. Now, with only about 25 laps to go, what has been something that has stood out to you because English purposes?
I mean, just the Frank DeAngelis and JD Laird, the two guys of the field tonight have been doing a really great job at pulling away and getting the lead. And also, before we go any further, JD Laird got the lead back from Steve Riccardi there. So great effort by Laird to get it before the caution flag waved. But those guys, they pull away very quickly on those restarts. But that's not the person I think I've been impressed by the most. And I think the person I'm impressed by is Zeke Willis. Fourth place right now currently, AJ, and he's been moving his way through the field. 13th he started, and obviously as we're getting to 25 to go here, run the last quarter of the race, he's doing pretty well. I think he's going to be someone to watch here as well. Yeah, just incredible racing tonight from those three. As we get more information here, Sean Lester out of the race. He disconnected. Clay Nelson given an end-of-line penalty by the race control. As we get ready to go one to green here, AJ, who's impressed you the most tonight as well?
Honestly, it's that 20 car of Zeke Willis. We know he's always fast, but he said to us last week, this is a track I'm not good at. I don't race here a lot. I don't like this track. And I kind of want to call him a liar. Like, I'll queue up right now and be like, liar! And he is burning it down, from 13th to 4th and being within that top 3 or 4 for a good portion of the last 25, 50 laps. Says a lot to his driving ability, because before Frank DeAngelis got here, or James Thurston, or Max Swaringen, it was Zeke Willis and JD Laird's, series to pretty much bully everybody.
Yeah, and Zeke Willis is looking probably for redemption from last year. He ended up, I think, getting out of the race pretty early. He finished 27th last year in this race, or last season, I should say, in an accident. So I'm sure he's wanting some redemption here. As the pace car is back in, AJ, I'll let you take it over.
And there's the restart there. JD Laird with an excellent restart. Opens the door for Frank DeAngelis in the CM Punk AEW. That's a Toyota. It is a Toyota, all right. Well, what do they normally say, Peyton, when cautions start happening?
I mean, everyone gets a little more edgy, a little more intense. I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking.
Cautions, precautions, and Noah Wilson.
And another caution, like you were just saying, another yellow out here. See if we can find what that is.
Lucas Martin.
Oh, and the 51 of Andy Ennis as well.
Ooh. Right in front. Oh, right in front of Noah Wilson. That 15. But we're going to take a look at, I think that's the 33 of David Hardin.
Oh, man.
Hard hit. It looks like he got loose and kind of caused all this. Oh, yeah, he's really loose. Trying to fighting it up the racetrack. Gets in front of Noah. Noah doing a good job to stay off.
Oh,
and then
man.
just loses it.
Just kills the 15 there, AJ. Lucas Martin just gets destroyed by Hardin. Yeah, unfortunate.
That's on pretty much a nobody fault. Obviously, if the 33 doesn't get loose or possibly overdrive the turn, it's definitely a racing incident there. Unfortunate that it happened. Unfortunately, it took out a driver, but it happens more times than it doesn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looked like AJ just a similar situation to the previous restart when Noah Wilson went around, just got loose. So, and it's funny when you said cautions breed cautions, because right as you said that, AJ, the yellow flew. I can't say you jinxed us, but I mean it happens. We've seen it happen before, where and we're on the last 25-ish laps. Where I think we got about 22, 23 to go here. We're on lap 78, so, these guys are probably getting a little more edgy, a little more intense. I'm sure it's going to happen. That's just all part of racing.
Yeah, it is all part of racing. This is the, I think, 6th caution of the evening. Yes, it is, with 22 laps to go. Want to thank you guys once again for tuning into the broadcast tonight. If you haven't yet, I know most of you probably have. hit that subscribe button, and you'll get your nice
awesome.
name pop up across the top, just like this. Hold on, I think there should be another one coming.
You're awesome.
There it is. And just like that, helps out the channel, helps me very much. It also pushes All-Star 15 TV kind of towards the front part of iRacing when people search it.
You're awesome.
So, also want to thank our channel partners. Obviously, I'm attached to both of them. The Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast. If you go down to the description, click on our YouTube link. Tomorrow night, we'll be talking about the Star Wars
awesome.
Andor series, the newest episode, along with the House of the Dragon episode 9. Pretty sure it's 9.
I believe it is, yes.
Come have fun with us. They're going to be live streams, so you can come chat with us there as well. But also, if you subscribe here, it costs you nothing, and you could chat with us here about this wonderful race. And it looks like that 77 is running a modified.
There you
That's
go,
not the
find him as
77.
well. So what are you looking at?
It was a black and green car,
Oh,
and the
I
whole
think I
front
know-
was gone.
I think you're referring to, what was that? Is that 51? No, I think, oh yeah, nope. That is right in front of Jarrett Manning there. That's Clay Nelson in the number 77. Thought he was out of the race. Looks like he was just off the track for a while because he's back 46 laps down in P31. Not sure there's really any amount of
Oh, okay.
laps left to get back into the race.
On screen, he's the 77, but in sim, he's the 24. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, a little interesting here as well. Pace car lights are still on. We are on lap. What lap are we on? I lost it. We're on lap 80. We got about 20 laps to go here at Charlotte. And also, give you some little facts here. Laird is your leader. Frank D'Angelo's is second. Steve Accardi, remember he stayed out on that caution, or stayed out on the last 2 cautions ago. He's still third. Working out for him so far, AJ. Obviously, he hasn't had a lot of time to put not a lot of green flag laps to wear those tires out. So obviously, maybe staying out worked out pretty well for him here as the laps wear down. More information here. Ted Decker Jr. was 2 laps down on this recent caution. He got the lucky dog, so he's back 1 lap down in 21st. As we start doubling up here, AJ, how do you think this restart's going to happen?
Well, we are going to be within that 20 laps to go, so I think it's going to be literally balls to the wall. We have a lot of drivers on those fresh tires. I think Steve Accardi's the only one on slightly older tires, but he's kind of been able to hold his own. But let's see if we can get some sort of a run going and see where that 04 is going to stand out.
Well, it looks like, AJ, we thought he just stayed out because he wanted to get track position. From what it looks like in the chat, he has no tires left. Zeke Willis is saying, how am I still stuck behind the only guy without tires? Maybe the 04 doesn't have any tires. Maybe he's lying and has 1 set remaining. We don't know. We're just broadcasters as the pace car gets ready to come off here out of turn number 4, AJ.
All right, we're going to hit that wall cam. And why don't we go silent and crank it up for these first couple laps?
That's a great idea.
Green, green, green.
couple lap long.
The yellow flag
There it
is
is.
out.
There's the yellow.
Yeah, admin throw the yellow flag. Zeke Willis went around there. Devin Mosley involved. I believe one other car too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go back and see it. That was all coming out of turn 4.
Oh, Ryan Bill, the 23. Oh no. he was involved as well.
Well, here it is.
Ryan Billy.
We're gonna start
Oh.
it from turn 3. Gonna hit that play button and see what happens. Looks like Soaring gets to the outside, causing the 04 to maybe get loose. And a lot of damage on that 20 and evasive maneuvers by almost half the field back here. That could have been very intense. Happy more cars didn't see damage in that.
Can't really tell here. I wonder. I don't know if the 50 really did much there. It looks like the 04 just really. I don't know if the 20 just got in the back of the 04. I'm not sure what would have caused it if the 04 just didn't have the grip and was sliding and just too slow. But that really started the whole chain reaction was with the 20 hit the 04 there. So another unfortunate circumstance here and another yellow.
Yeah, and
Unreal.
we're actually gonna take a quick commercial break and say hi to the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast and the hype video once again. We'll be right back.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot. Hey, why not? Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We're back.
All right, everybody, we are back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina, with 15 laps to go. And right now, JD Laird and DeAngelis are your leaders for the moment. But looking at Zeke Willis, not seeing a lot of damage on that car, which is good. So that means he had that faster pair. Peyton, you still got me?
I still have you, AJ. Yes, and I was looking at the chat. I do believe someone said this perfectly. Diavolos. I'm so sorry. What's your name? Sounds like we have a commentator's curse here, AJ. We were talking about cautions. Caution came out. We were talking about how well Zeke Willis was doing. Zeke Willis Rex. I think we need to just stop having favoritism to these drivers, and hopefully we'll have a very good rest of the race. But that's not going to stop me. I mean,
I don't think it's favoritism. I just think it's more of the commentator's curse, like you mentioned.
I mean,
is
that's true.
Very, very real.
It's very real. It happens both real life and iRacing. I mean, it's interesting for sure. Zeke Willis doesn't seem happy with the 04. He gave the 04 a little bit of a tap in the back. Not sure what that might be about. Clay Nelson given an end-of-line penalty. Looks like by request, so no penalties really there to Clay Nelson. Just he just says, "Hey, put me in the back, coach." And the race control's like, "I got you, fam."
Well, this is going to be very interesting. You have Mertez starting in 13th on this restart. In 14th, you got Accardi. 15th, you have Zeke Willis, Noah Wilson in 16th, and Ryan Billy back in that 20th position.
Yeah, and luckily for Ryan Billy, he took a hard hit to the front end on that caution there. He went right into the road course wall. Luckily for him, he still had a faster pair, so he's still in this race. He's 20th, AJ, but he's still in this race. Anything can happen here. We have 21 cars on the lead lap out of look, I guess 30 that are still racing. I remember Aaron Cavan, he left earlier tonight. I believe Sean Lester as well. So actually, we've got 29 cars still in this race, with 21 of them being on the lead lap. AJ, anything can happen here as we're getting down to the wire. What, 12 to go when we go green back this time by.
Yeah, this is going to be very fun, very interesting. Not going to talk about any sort of issues we could possibly see, but Race Car Addict, thank you very much. This is your first time watching. Happy you're pulling for Gene Wolfe. He's currently in that 5th position. You see him right there, 3rd car on that bottom row. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel, and hopefully we see you every Wednesday. And here it is, everybody. Green flag in the air. Excellent launch by JD Laird, but right behind him, battle for second, Thurston and DeAngelis.
Yeah, incredible restart from JD Laird. James Thurston gets a good run there in second, trying to battle Frank DeAngelis, but DeAngelis going to get a great run on the outside. Another yellow.
Steve
and that's Devin Mosley. And Bacardi. Bacardi.
Oh, there's the alcohol talking in you.
Oh, man.
Ooh,
I ain't
also
drunk
with
yet.
the 33 of David Harden, it looks like. I think that's who the 33 is.
Yep, David Harden, the 33 as well.
Gonna back it up. Go to that far chase view. Oh, and it's all gonna happen right in front of Steve Accardi here.
Steve Accardi looks like the one responsible.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks like he just try to go too far in and wasn't clear of the 33. The 33, nothing really like he was really much at fault there for, AJ.
I don't think
Sure.
so either. It does look like Accardi, or they just meet in the middle and somebody gets tagged.
Yeah, unfortunate. Let's see what happened to Devin Mosley here. Devin Mosley, a separate incident.
Here, we're gonna take a look at this.
Oh, he just gets tapped by the 15, looks like, of Lucas Martin.
All right, here we
Martin
go.
trying to...
Taking a look at it on screen.
Looks like Martin just trying to check up there. Saw the 04 and just kind of got a little into the 5, and the 5 went around there. So
See if the 5 can keep it off the wall, which I think he does. Unfortunately, it's probably going to burn through a set of tires, so he's going to have to go get new ones if he's got them, or he just flat spotted his last set of Goodyear Eagles.
yeah, for sure. Race control saying we have too many cautions. We're going, looks like we're shortening the caution by a lap, so we're going to have 2 laps before we go green. Yeah, unfortunate. Steve Accardi, I'm sorry, he's on pit road. And he is getting tires. AJ, he is getting tires. He does have a set of tires left. So
Dun, dun, dun.
we were trolled. I mean, or maybe Zeke Willis was talking about somebody else earlier. I don't know, but Zeke Willis made it sound like that day Steve Accardi had no tires left, and man, that homie put on a fresh set of Goodyears, and now he's back out on the track. CJ Allman beats him out though, but he'll be probably about 20th on the grid, looks like, or 21st. Interesting stuff here, but we're going to be 10 to go here, AJ, this time by. I mean, can we get a 2 laps in here before we get another caution? I mean, I know we said caution breeds cautions, but I don't want it to breed this many cautions, all right? You know, this, I don't know. Just a little crazy right now.
So, what are you expecting?
Well, I mean, I'm expecting more of the same. I think we're going to see a great run by J.D. Laird once again. I think we're going to see another battle between Thurston and DeAngelis, and probably somebody get tight and lose the car again. I mean, it seems to happen the last 3 restarts here. But as we get ready to bunch up here, we have the 1 to go this time by. I want to mention the 17 of Gene Wolfe. According to his boss, RC Car Addict in the chat, the man is racing for his life. As he says, if he doesn't get a top 5, Gene Wolfe is fired from the team. So whether that's true or not, I think Gene Wolfe is like, oh, maybe I need to get a top 5 tonight.
Yeah, no kidding.
Interesting stuff here. Some guys maybe are fighting for a win. Maybe some guys are fighting for their careers. And who knows, maybe Gene Wolfe is one of those guys fighting for his career tonight. But he is currently, he is currently 4th. not a bad run from him tonight in the 17. Obviously, pretty enjoyable stuff there coming from him. And just really from all these guys in the top 5, top 10 tonight. They've been incredible to watch all night long. We're glad that you are here with us. And if you are watching still, and AJ, it's going to be a fun restart here, hopefully.
Yeah, I think so, 100%. But I want to give a huge shout out to that 85 of Oscar Henson. You know, he's up 22 spots, along with Tony Edrington in 7th, up 22 spots.
Yeah, both Oscar started 27th, Anthony started 29th. Pace car's back in. Laird, the control car, and another great run. He just goes before the restart zone, but we are back under green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, he by Felicia. And now it's...
He definitely by Felicia, for sure.
Gonna look behind them. It looks like they're going 3 or 4 wide back here. Oh, there goes the 70. He is sideways.
Caution, yellow flags.
Jeremy Cook. Oh, and that's going to collect Devin Mosley.
Oh, again, Mosley. Oh, no.
Well, now that car is trashed.
Yes, it is. What happened there, AJ? I was watching Zach Mertes do a pass in the grass on the restart there. Clearly was not going to stay behind those guys for too long.
That's 100% a net code between the 70 and the 28. Gonna watch it on screen again.
Oh, yeah.
And you're gonna see Devin Mosley just head first, nose to nose, pretty much.
And, oh, yeah, Steve Accardi in that as well. Clay Nelson also got in it, too, and unfortunate for him as well. About 5 guys taken out there in that one instance. And all just from netcode. A burger? Did you just say a burger?
Guys? 5 guys?
You're such a dad. All right, well.
I'm not a father. And if I am, somebody lied to me.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate for Devin Mosley.
Not where I thought you were going to go with that after you said unfortunate. Cool.
Unfortunately, though. But Jeremy Cook, unfortunate for him in the 70 DLP car. Not the fastest DLP tonight, unfortunately. And hopefully he'll have a chance next week to prove he's the best DLP car in the field. But right now that belongs to James Thurston in second. Great restart by him to get around Frank DeAngelis. We're also shortening the caution again as we are on lap 94 here. We're going to go we'll go lap 96. AJ, that's going to be what, 4 to go on the restart? Going to be pretty intense here.
Yeah, it's going to be very intense. We're going to be under 10 laps. You still have your heavy hitters, the top 3. But, man, Gene Wolfe in that 17, I'm trying to save your job here, pal, by talking you up. You're doing a great job. You're only up 2 spots, so, you were already doing good to start with.
Yeah, Ian Slager mentioning how the guys can't really stay green here. Just unfortunately, I think it's just the track. I mean, you look at the restarts here, a lot of guys just, that last one being a bit of a net code, and the previous one's just, a lot of guys either on fresh tires or not, just losing the back end, trying to full throttle it again. We didn't really see this much at Iowa. We saw pretty much stay green for the most part, and relatively mostly the same guys in the field tonight were in the field at Iowa, except for a few of them. Devin Mosley given an end-of-line penalty here, probably to start in the back with the damage he has. We'll see what happens here on this next restart. Hopefully, we won't see any crazy action happening here. But I want to give a shout-out to Zach Mertes in that 0-2. He pulled an Earnhardt, AJ. He passed in the grass on that restart there. He said, I'm not going to be behind these guys. And he dove right into the grass to get around 3 to 4 cars. He now finds himself 7th and also avoiding that wreck too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. They did shorten it like you mentioned. But as we're getting to the finish, don't go anywhere, anybody. We will be talking with your top 3 finishers right after this race. Peyton's going to conduct another interview, maybe 2, as I'm putting him on the hot seat once again. Yep, I think Peyton just left the chat. All right.
I'm still here. Sorry. I'm getting a call. Getting a FaceTime call here.
'Twas meant to be funny, this, huh?
I am so sorry.
You're supposed to laugh.
I'm sorry.
Well, that Ford Mustang iRacing pace car once again going to take that left-handed turn down pit road. This is the 9th caution of the evening. A lot of the race was clean. It just seems like we can't get out of our own way with cautions breeding cautions. I probably shouldn't have said it again, but here we go. Getting ready to go green once again, and JD launches like a NASA rocket into turn 1. Thurston on the outside. He has DeAngelis on that inside. And Thurston clears him. Holy cow. It's a great move. But they're still going to be side by side back here. Something smells like it's on fire.
Ooh, that's not good. Great run there for JD Laird. Frank DeAngelis gets into the back quarter of James Thurston there. They're still side by side. Laird getting a great pull away here with 3 laps to go, I think. 4 to go. We're on lap 97. Great run there by JD Laird.
Well, here's the thing. Did he use the bump and run a little too early?
I don't know.
Because if it was
I don't know.
If I can get back to you, you are 100% getting paid back, and it might be severely more violent than what you just did to me.
Perhaps, but there are 5 cars all bunched together battling for a second. Tires are probably gone. It doesn't matter. Lap 98, that is 3 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Incredible action from the front runners here.
Fastest lap of the race goes to Ryan Billy all the way on lap 97.
And fully expected. That man is on a mission to try to get back to the front. He was involved in an accident a few cautions ago. Incredible sights here from all the drivers in this field. 2 to go.
For Ryan Billy, that's just a moving roadblock. Fastest lap now goes to Zeke Willis. See how fast that can change over.
Thurston looks like he's going to have a run on Frank DeAngelis as the battle seems to be for second. What can Thurston do here with 2 laps to go as they come out of turn number 4? AJ, we're on 1 to go this time by. Take it away.
It is the 1 to go, brought to you by Wrestling Over Everything. JD Laird with a safe lead, still has to hit his marks, but second place right here is pretty much up for grabs as Swearingen is gonna get to the 96. Here comes the 54 to block.
Yeah, he's on that inside there.
As they enter turn 3 for the final time. Who's gonna come talk to us? Is it gonna be the 96 or the 50? Currently it is Max Thurston hard into the wall. And Max Swearingen is gonna finish in that 3rd. But first place goes to Mr. JD Laird, second to Frank DeAngelis, and Max Swearingen is going to round out your top 3 podium finishers. Thank you to Wrestling Over Everything for sponsoring the White Flag Lap, and we will be right back with interviews and the conclusion of tonight's race and the Buddy Poppell Insurance 150.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JD Laird wins the Buddy Poppell Insurance 150, I think for the second year in a row, if I'm correct.
Yes.
See,
Back-to-back wins.
I remember things sometimes. And we're going to talk to... He's not here yet. Okay, so we're going to wait. And we're going to go
Drag him from his team chat.
We're going to go from 3, 2, 1. Got to do winner last. So... third place, it was, I think, the driver of the 50. Yes, Max Swearingen. We're going to pull him, and Peyton, take it away.
Well, Max Swearingen, driver number 50, finished third tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. An incredible run from you, starting from the 5th position. How was your race tonight?
Man, it was honestly a pretty good race. I mean, we fired off really good. During the second, after the first yellow, we had that green flag run. Car got super tight on me. We were trying everything we were to gain on them. And then all those yellows keep flying out. I don't know if the broadcast picked it up, but I had a wicked save during one of those later yellows. But overall, it was a really good race besides the late stretch of yellows we had at the very end.
Yeah, I'm sure those late yellows probably helped with the saving those last set of tires. How bad was that tire wear during this race? You said you kind of got tight a little bit. Was it kind of a struggle to find the grip in the later part of the stints?
Yeah, it was mainly just trying to get that grip later on. I felt like I don't know how to grip a right front tire real well, but I pushed it way too hard, obviously, at that point, and it killed my run from that little green flag stint we had until about lap 50.
What were your thoughts there on that final restart? I mean, you were like 5th or 6th, and you got around all those guys to get 3rd.
Yeah, I was talking to someone else about this. I'm like, dude, you just gotta make sure you're blocking the other driver so I could get up there and get more spots out of it. But it was kind of hard to get through all of them too. Plus, with all the my pedals have been acting up, so it was with that late restart plus all those issues. I say this top 3 was hard fought.
For sure. It was fun watching you. You were my pick tonight to win, but hey, 3rd place is still pretty awesome to see. Great job from you today. And also a great job from last night during the eNASCAR college race. It was fun watching you on there. Great job all together. Great effort from 3rd. Hopefully we see you again on the track soon.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Thank you for the college stuff, by the way. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course. Hey, take it easy. And again, this was Max Swearingen, driver number 50, 3rd place tonight here at Charlotte.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Peyton Sweet. Thank you, Max Swearingen, for joining us in the booth. Hopefully see you sometime soon in a broadcast or on a race or continuing in that college e-racing series.
Thank you, man. I'll be around some other time.
All right, now we're going to talk to our 2nd place finisher tonight. It is Frank DeAngelis, the driver of the CM Punk AEW wrestling car. Frank, what a absolutely barn burner, slobber knocker of a race you ran tonight in multiple positions up front, 2 to 3 wide multiple times. Kind of talk us about your race. How did the car feel? How was the intensity in that race car?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I had no intentions to race tonight. I just got bored and I joined with like maybe 2 minutes into queue. No practice, somehow qualified top 3. I'd like to think I had JD beat. Probably could have easily won that race, or at least been closer and given him a bigger run for his money, but it was intense. That one long green flag run we had, I thought we were just going to keep on wrecking after 15, 20 laps, so I didn't really save. I just really didn't save as much. So when he caught me, I was like, oh boy, elbows up. And then whenever he got by me, he just kept messing up, and I just kept taking advantage. And then Zeke joined the party, and then we were running 3 wide for like a good lap or 2 there. So that was fun. It's good to know that multi-groove could kind of still work in iRacing, especially with these cars. But yeah, it was pretty intense up until like those last like 15 laps. That felt like 4 hours.
No kidding, especially with the person that needed to go to the bathroom about 20 minutes ago. But absolute great race. I hope to see you more in the Thunderstorm League of Racing. Your driving style, I think, fits very well with some of the lead cars and lead drivers that we have here. It was just by far so much fun to watch. You got any sponsors you want to thank before we let you go celebrate a second place finish here tonight?
No sponsors. Shout out to my friends that run that race. That raced us clean. Shout out my grandpa watching. So I sent him the link almost last second as we were going green because he just likes to watch me race. Shout out Peyton. I know you haven't said a single word, but haven't talked to you in freaking years. So
I know.
Cool to see our paths cross yet again.
It was fun watching the FD, that was for sure. I mean, I remember racing against you on Xbox, and here we are on iRacing. Crazy how time flies, man.
Almost half a decade ago, which is even crazier.
For real, dude. For real.
Yeah.
I feel old. But absolute great race, Frank. Hope to see you race more, and congratulations on your second place finish here tonight.
All right, thank you guys. Pleasure to race. Pretty fun league. I'll probably stay around.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, Frank DeAngelis, you have a good night, my friend.
All right, you too, guys.
Take it easy.
And now it is time for your race winner, the driver of the number 22 JDR Graphics. It is the one, the only JD Laird, winner of tonight's Buddy Poppell Insurance Services 150 for the second year in a row. How'd the car feel tonight? Talk to us about that craziness during that long run where you guys were just bunny hopping each other, 2 wide, 3 wide, and just the pure craziness of the night.
Even though it wasn't really going my way, I fully enjoyed the first half of the race until the darkness set and the lights came on, because man, that last 50 laps was just, I don't want to say hectic, but it was kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, because it's like, can we go 5 laps? Can we at least go 2? How about maybe a corner? And it would never happen, which was benefiting me because I had the control of the restart. But setup wise, it was like I said, it was better when the lights were off and the sun was up. Once the lights came off, the track got some grip and it just turned into a lockdown fest. And yeah, I'm still kind of speechless, honestly. I haven't fully calmed down after that.
Peyton, what do you got for our race winner here tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure that race was intense there. It was fun watching you and Frank DeAngelis battling there, especially. I think my favorite moment was watching when you, DeAngelis and Willis were 3 wide for what looked like half a lap out of turn 3 and 4, and then down the front straight into 1. That was pretty intense. But when those cautions kept flying, I mean, JD, what was the sort of going through your mind? I mean, obviously you got around a Cardi, but then it was just trying to nailing those restarts. I mean, especially with DeAngelis, who was pretty much on your tail for most of the night. I mean, it was probably intense, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the restarts were getting kind of funky because of the heat cycles that were getting put on the tires. Like we were going through 1 and 2, putting a little bit of heat in it, coming back down, then putting a little bit of heat in it, coming back down. And I was restarting in first gear, and I think it was the second back-to-back caution, and then that restart following. It didn't really do what I was confident with. Like it still went forward, but it kind of started walking around. So I knew it's like, if we get another quick restart, it's like I have to restart in second gear and start moving my restart point back so I can get a run. Because if anybody does a better job than me in first gear, they're going to get the jump. So it was a little that was the hectic part, was trying to get the restart, not necessarily the laps, but the restart, and then rolling through 1 and 2. If I could get to that point, I felt like I was in more control of what was going on. But I just wish it would have just gone green so I wouldn't have to worry about all that.
I'd imagine, but it's over though. A win is still a win, JD, for the second season in a row you won here at Charlotte. That's got to feel good at least.
It does, especially in the Valvoline Chevy. You know, stars and bars on the car, stars and bars on the racetrack. It kind of lined up, like everything kind of lined up into place. Like I did a few laps last night, felt kind of confident. Obviously my long run place stunk compared to Frank and Zeke, but you know, like I felt like everything was kind of going somewhat in my direction. And then when all hell broke loose and the basket dumped all the candy on the floor and all the kids were gonna go play for it.
Candy,
candy, Tootsie Rolls. Sweet.
Ooh. I'm more of a Whoppers fan.
I dig you. I dig it. I dig it. But yeah, once the candy rolled all over the racetrack, it was just like I said, it was just getting through the gears, getting through 1 and 2, and just trying to nail that first half of the lap. Because if you can get the first half of the lap, you can kind of figure it out from there.
All right, brother. Well, once again, congratulations on winning the Buddy Poppell Insurance Services 150 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the second year in a row. Well, I guess this means you're definitely coming back for a three-peat.
Hopefully. But yeah, I hopefully this number 22 Valvoline Xerix by Valvoline, Langford Farms, spirited by Brad Anderson Surfboards, Aquatech Glassing, Chevy Camaro keeps the momentum rolling. And if it doesn't keep it, I hope rolling. Hopefully we go to Charlotte next season and go for the 3 in a row. Give a shout out to everybody that puts on the show to let us drive our desks to the fullest. You guys were putting on the broadcast. And I believe we go to Watkins Glen next week, correct?
You
You
are.
are.
You're turning right and left next week.
Well, I mean, I should probably finish at least second to Zeke, maybe third if Vicente shows up.
Oh, yeah. I
Which
forgot about Vicente Salas.
If
good.
Vicente shows up, I'm probably just gonna dust off the bottom step of the podium, hopefully. And if not, just clean the hauler out and whatnot, and just roll back in. It's also a different version of Watkins Glen. We got the new one last time. I believe we ran the old one. I think I'm not entirely sure.
Yes, I think you guys are running the new updated one from a couple months ago.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that works. But yeah, I'm talking way too much, and you guys probably want to close the broadcast and get the heck out of here. So I will see y'all next week at Watkins Glen.
All right, catch you later, pal.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, Peyton, final thoughts, my buddy.
I mean, what a fun race for the first half. I mean, the first 50 to 60 laps seemed to be a pretty entertaining race for sure. Very fast pace as we kind of thought. And as we kind of thought too, tires wore out quickly. It was hard to manage with them. Fuel, not really a big problem. We saw the 2 fastest guys in the field just battling each other out. We saw some really good racing up front, not so great racing in the back. Had we just not had those cautions, those like last 3 or 4 cautions, AJ, this could have been a really solid race altogether. Still fun though for sure. And I mean, I'm excited to see what happens with Watkins Glen. Frankly, with road courses, you know, you're turning left and right in these Xfinity cars. Should be an entertaining race for sure. And typically, are there going to be cautions in that race?
No, there will not be.
There you go. So that's going to make it even more entertaining.
The only way they will throw a caution if there is a bottleneck going up the S's. I think that is the only reason they would throw it.
Okay, so that will be entertaining. Maybe a little more fast-paced for you and Gary, hopefully next week. But yeah, I mean, fun race tonight, AJ. I'm glad to be here with you. It was a good time.
All right, everybody, for All-Star 15 TV, as I try to remember it and make sure I wasn't on my Thursday night broadcast. For All-Star, okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to say before we let you guys go, Gene Wolfe apparently is being suspended without pay. Tough break for him. P9.
That is a bummer. Well, he had a good run going and then finished 9th. But for All-Star 15 TV, I am Age Capola. That is Peyton Sweet. We will see you next week at Watkins Glen. Hopefully I will have Gary Wells with me like I normally do. And Peyton will enjoy his little birthday party.
Yes, I'm turning 22 next week.
Oh, God, where's Taylor Swift when you need her? All right, peace out, everybody.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.